Hey, I hope you're having an amazing day. Let me know how you are in the comments. Today, I'm going to be telling you all about how I chose my A-levels to study medicine. I feel like it can be really confusing and really hard because there's always that balance and struggle of what you need to take versus what you want to take, or at least that's something I personally really struggled with. So yeah, if that's you, or if you just want to study medicine and you're not sure what your options are, then this video is for you. I hope it helps. So first up, the most common option is biology, chemistry and maths. With those three A-levels, you can apply to every single medical school in England. You need chemistry, it's a requirement in almost every single medical school. Biology is obviously really helpful, like if you do want to take medicine, I'd say biology is a pretty solid option to go for. And then maths is just a subject that complements biology and chemistry really well, and it opens your options out to Oxbridge because I know they require a third science, and there's a few other unis that require that too. So biology, chemistry and maths is the most common one that I hear all the time. However, that is not the combination that you have to take if you want to do medicine in the UK. I didn't do that. I took biology, chemistry and geography. So I'm going to try and talk through the other options that I guess are less well known or less talked about. So first up, if you don't want to do maths, that's definitely the easiest one to get rid of. I didn't want to do maths, and so yeah, obviously I did geography instead. Pretty much every single medical school in the UK only needs the biology and the chemistry, and the third one is actually really optional. There's no compulsory need to do maths. You don't need to do maths to do well in chemistry and biology either. So if you want to get rid of maths, if you really don't like it, my advice is to get rid of it because it's hard. I'll tell you my story with maths later, but I feel like if you don't like it, just take that stress off and do a subject you really enjoy. Just an important note, I know that Oxford and Cambridge do require a third science, as I already mentioned, so maths or physics would be your way to go there. You don't really have much choice around that if you are applying to Oxford and Cambridge. I think it's not compulsory, but it's highly recommended for your application. Definitely look into that if you're looking into doing that. But yeah, that's just a quick note, like make sure you double check that your uni doesn't need it, but most of them don't. Yeah, don't worry about the third option. Try and do something you enjoy. I guess that's my advice for the third option if you don't want to do maths or another science. Okay, next up, if you don't want to do chemistry, this is a little bit trickier because it severely narrows down the options of medical schools in the UK that you can apply to. Pretty much every single medical school in the UK requires A-level chemistry, and it's obviously a really hard A-level, but when I was doing it, I did see it as a means to an end. I'd really recommend doing it if you think you can, because it opens up pretty much every single option. So yeah, in terms of keeping your options open for what medical schools you can apply to, I would stick with chemistry. If you really don't want to do it, there are a few medical schools, I cannot name them off the top of my head, but you can definitely find it with a quick Google search. There are definitely a few medical schools that don't require chemistry. So if you're going down that route, your options are really narrowed down as to what medical schools you can actually apply to. And you might need to apply to a few more biomedical science courses if you can't find 4 medical schools that don't need chemistry, if that makes sense. So yeah, my personal recommendation, take chemistry to keep your medical school options open. If you really don't want to, there are ways around it, so definitely have a look into that. Now on to the question of, do I take a 4th A-level? So I'll tell you about my little A-level story now. Basically, when I was choosing, I wanted to do biology, chemistry, geography and textiles. And yeah, it sounds like a really weird combination, but I knew that I would really enjoy that and be fine with it. But I was advised not to do that because it's a weird combination, and I was advised to replace one of the other subjects with maths. So I took that advice because everyone around me was saying it, and as you know from this video, I ended up not taking maths in the end. So I went from wanting to do 4 subjects to doing a different 4 subjects to then taking 3 subjects. And that's completely fine. I was perfectly happy with the 3 subjects I took, and I was happy that I dropped maths because I knew it just wasn't my thing. However, I knew I could have done textiles as a 4th subject and enjoyed it, so a little part of me is annoyed that I didn't do that. That's completely like retrospective, looking back on the whole thing now 2 years later, and it's no biggie. I haven't majorly missed out on anything. What I'm trying to get across with my story is, if you're doing 4 subjects, make sure that you actually want to do all 4 of them. So chemistry is hard, but I wanted to do it because I knew I wanted to do medicine. Biology I really enjoyed and I wanted to take it anyway. Geography I really enjoyed and I wanted to take it anyway, and textiles would have been the same. So that would have meant I was enjoying all 4 subjects, and despite A-levels being so difficult, enjoying the subject honestly makes all the difference. Yeah, I'd say don't pressure yourself to take a 4th subject unless you're really going to enjoy it. In terms of the application, when I was applying, some unis dropped a grade when you were doing 4 subjects. I don't know if they still have that, they might, so if that feels really worth it to you, then it's worth considering. But aside from that, a 4th subject doesn't really get you anything extra, so it's completely your choice. Don't feel like you need to take a 4th subject because it's definitely not a necessity. And like I already said, if you are taking a 4th subject, make sure that you really like the majority of your subjects because A-levels are hard. Honestly, that was a super quick rundown on how to choose your A-levels for applying to medicine. That's pretty much how I chose mine. Like, just think about what you need and then think about what you want. I guess that's the easiest way to sum it all up. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to send me a message on Instagram or ask a question in the comments. I'm more than happy to help out always. And yeah, I guess let me know what other videos you'd like to see from me if this one was helpful. As usual, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.